Hi guys, Mark here, MMR Trains and More. Thanks for stopping by again this Wednesday. We do it every Wednesday. And if you're not a subscriber, if you don't want to miss out on it, consider doing that old subscription thing. Otherwise, just stop on back next week and see what we have up our sleeve. Now, as I have talked about in the past, I've got a lot of the classic late 90s, early 2000s look on the layout, a lot of ground foam and a lot of scenic clusters or woodland scenic looking foam clumps, if you will, which was kind of the way to represent, I always felt, the Midwest pretty well, at least my area of the Midwest, back when this layout was being constructed. Now, of course, we've gone to a lot more static grass and a little more I don't know, 3D scenery, I'll call it. If I were to redo the whole layout that way, I think it wouldn't really be in my best interest time-wise. I'm happy with the look on the layout, and I figured if I can just augment it here and there with a few areas that kind of look like a static grass, that would be good enough for me. And I think this yard and this grain elevator area is an example of that. We've got, I think Woodland Scenics makes it now. These products, I believe, came from a company called Scenic Express. I honestly bought a bunch of it back in the day, and I'd have to look if they're even in business anymore. But they featured a lot of like European-looking scenic products, European manufacturers. And one of these manufacturers had like, I don't know, patches of what to me looks like a static grass look. I think they've been described as everything from, cow plasters from out in the middle of a field where grass grows up over the top of manure, all the way back to just a weed patch or something like that. I don't know exactly how they described it anymore, but I do like the look of these things. So that's what we're going to focus on here. Is it an economical way to do it? Probably not. They were kind of expensive back then even. They have a stick-on, kind of a double-sided gluey back on it that would scenically stick to your layout, but I found that it's not really practical. I think it makes the product stick on the card, if you will, when they ship it, probably more so. It's used for that than anything else. But again, easily put down with matte medium or white glue, and then filled in around with the ground foam. And I think it gives us enough of a look to it that, it's certainly not static grass looking, but it gives you a little bit of that elevation. The rest of the products, as I mentioned, Dale Kuhn's Scenic Reproduction products, and I mentioned that I use this ash colored or ash material for the gravel roads, which I really like. It obviously, in that ash look, that light gray also does a nice job for cement spills. And of course at Manitowoc they loaded a lot of cement. The cars either got shuffled into the boat yard at Manitowoc, the 10th Street yard, or onto the car ferry. So it's appropriate to have some spillage in between the rails, I think. And the nice thing about this is that it's almost a baking powder consistency, baking soda consistency. So you can kind of work it in a little bit. It's not going to interfere with the operation, and it won't really interfere electrically. So we're going to do a little bit of that here, and then of course the rest of the yard. Even though it was a heavy industrial spot, the yard still had a fair amount of weeds and growth and dead grass, especially after a weed burner came through, or in later years, of course, a weed sprayer. But you would think, well, it's a heavy industrial, nothing grows. But anyone that has a home with a yard knows that the weeds seem to pop up everywhere, no matter what. So this is sort of appropriate again for the yard, and something that was missing a little bit. I had a lot of the cinder ballast down, which is fine, but just need a little something to spice it up a little bit. So as I worked towards the elevator, I also added some of this scenic detail. As far as the rest of the elevator scene, I added another backdrop building on the east side, if you will, of the structure. And this, of course, is going to work in kind of a multi-layer thing. There's going to be a sand tower yet. I decided I should have some sort of a smaller sand tower at Manitowoc. And I'm just looking through some of my Sioux-line plans and towers from other locations. Now, if you would be so kind to subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you down the rails.